Hello everyone, welcome to Sai Niketan online classes. In this class, we will start with the new topic, it is linear programming problems. So here it is linear programming, or we will take linear programming problem, right? So what is mean by linear programming problems, right? So from this topic you have totally 7 mark for your exam. There is one compulsory 6 marks question and 1 mark question, and that is one mark question, right? So in 1 mark question they may ask some of the important definitions. So and for 6 marks they will give the one problem, right? So to study the linear programming problem, first you should know some of the linear inequalities. You already studied linear inequalities in first year, and also you know that how to solve the linear inequalities in two variables by using the graph. And also in first year you have studied how to represent the system of linear inequalities by graphical method. So if you know about how to represent the system of linear inequalities by using the graph, then this topic becomes very easy. So while solving the problem, I will explain how to represent the system of linear inequalities by using graph, right? So here first we will start with the definition of linear programming problem. So what is mean by linear programming problems, or how we have to solve the linear programming problems, or which problems we will consider as linear programming problems and how we have to solve, right? So for this, here I want to give one simple example. After that I will solve that problem. So while solving the problem I will explain some of the terms related to linear programming problem. Okay, now let us start with the definition of the linear programming problem. Okay, so here this is the definition of the linear programming problem. So linear programming problem is nothing but it is a collection of procedure to maximize or minimize the objective function subjected to some constraints. Okay, that is called linear programming problem. Okay, so linear programming problem is nothing but it is a collection of procedure to maximize or minimize a linear function subjected to some constraints. They are in the form of linear inequalities or they are in the form of linear equalities, right? So here we have to maximize or minimize the objective function. That objective function is also called a linear function, that is in this form, that is z is equal to ax plus by, right? So in this problem we will maximize or minimize this function. This function is called objective function. This is called objective function. Okay, right. So this objective function, that is nothing but the linear function involving the variables. So here the variables are x and y. These are called decision variables. So now we will find the maximum value of this or minimum value of this. Finding the maximum value or minimum value of the objective function, that is called a linear programming problem, or Linear programming problem, it involves the collection of the procedure for maximizing or minimizing the linear function subjected to some constraints. Some constraints means these are the conditions. So first one is objective function, second one is what? That is constraints. That is constraints. Okay. Constraint, that is nothing but what? Conditions. That is nothing but a condition. Constraints, they are always in the form of linear inequalities. So for example, here we will like this: a1x plus b1y, which is less than or equal to c1, a2x plus b2y, which is less than or equal to c2. Either it may be less than or equal to or more than or equal to. Now we will find the maximum or minimum value of this function subjected to these conditions. Those conditions are a1x plus b1y, which is less than or equal to c1, and a2x plus b2y, which is less than or equal to c2. By applying the conditions or by using these conditions, we are going to find the maximum value of this function. Right? So the same definition is there. Linear programming is a collection of procedure for maximizing or minimizing the linear function subjected to some constraints. They are in the form of linear inequalities. That is called linear programming problem. So here, while studying the linear programming problem, first we should know some of the definitions, like what is mean by objective function, what is mean by constraints, and what is mean by decision variables, right? So like that, now we will discuss the some of the definitions. Okay, right, this one. So here the first definition is decision variable. First definition is a decision variable. Decision variables in an LPP is a set of quantities to be determined in the problem of optimization. The meaning of optimization. The meaning of optimization is maximization, maximum or minimum, or maximization or minimization. That is called optimization. They are denoted by x and y. These are called decision variables. Decision variables, the variables in an LPP is a set of quantities to be determined in the problem of optimization. They are in the form of x and y. So while solving the linear programming problems, we will find the value of x and y. So these x and y, they are itself called decision variables. Now while solving the problem, again I will explain about what is mean by decision variable. Okay, right. So next definition, objective function. Next one is objective function. So this is very important. So actually we are always maximize the objective function, maximize or minimize the objective function. Now let us know what is mean by objective function. Objective function is a linear function involve the variables which is to be optimized. Again the meaning of optimized. So here you should remember, optimum is nothing but maximum or minimum. Optimization is nothing but maximization or minimization. Optimized means maximized or minimized. So here objective function is a linear function involve the variables which is to be optimized. Optimized means maximization or minimization, right? Or optimized or minimized is called objective function. If Z is an objective function, then z is equal to ax plus by. So z is always, it is in the form of ax plus by, or objective function is always denoted by z. This is a linear function involving the decision variables, they are x and y. So in the problem of optimization, in the problem of LPP, in the linear programming problem, we always find the maximum or minimum of this function, okay, that is called objective function. So this definition they may ask for 1 mark your examination, right? So objective function is nothing but it is a linear function involving the decision variables which is to be optimized in the problem of linear programming problem, okay, right. Again here also while solving the problem, again I will explain about this, okay, right. So the next one is constraints. So I already discussed about this constraints. Constraint means these are the conditions or limitations on the resources often expressed in the form of linear inequalities are called constraints. These conditions are always expressed in the form of linear inequalities, okay. The conditions that x more than or equal to 0, y more than or equal to 0 are called as non-negative constraints. So if x more than or equal to 0, y more than or equal to 0, they are called non-negative constraints. For every problem, these conditions we should use, right? So these conditions must be there in all the linear programming problem, okay, right. So this is about constraints. So next, constraint set, the set of points which satisfying the constraints of LPP, they are called constraint set of the problem. So we will discuss this while solving the problem, just you should remember this one. We'll go to the next one. So this is also very important. Feasible reason. Feasible reason is nothing but it is a common reason determined by all the constraints including non-negative constraints. They are x and y more than or equal to 0 of a LPP are called feasible reason, right. So you already studied the linear inequalities in first year by how to solve the system of linear equations by using graph. So in that, after solving the inequalities by using the graph, so here you are shading the region. Suppose if you shade this one, right. So here after shading this one, this region is called feasible region. This region is called a feasible region. It is called a feasible region. Feasible region is nothing but it is a common region determined by all the constraints including non-negative constraints, that is called feasible region. So after solving the graph, if you get the common region, that common region itself is called feasible region. Feasible region is nothing but it is a common region determined by all the constraints including non-negative constraints. So this is called feasible region. Once again I will explain this while solving the problem, right. It's called a feasible region or feasible solution, both are same. The region other than the feasible region is called infeasible region. So this is the common region and this is not a common region, hence it is called infeasible region, okay, right. Go to the next one, this one. Optimal solution. This is also very important. Any feasible solution of LPP which maximize or minimize the objective function is called a optimal solution. So in a feasible region we have infinitely many points. So out of those infinitely many points, so one or two point that gives the maximum or minimum value of the objective function, that point itself is called a solution point. That solution point is called a optimal solution. Okay, so any feasible solution of LPP which maximize or minimize the objective function is called an optimal solution. Okay, this also we will discuss while solving the problem. Okay, right, this one bounded and this one. Okay, sorry. Yes, sorry, we'll take one problem here. Okay, right. Now I will take this example to explain how linear programming problem can be solved, right? Or what is mean by linear programming problem, and how we will take that problem to mathematical form. After taking the mathematical form, how we are solve that by using the graph. Let us discuss that one. So I already told that linear programming problem is nothing but it is a collection of procedure to maximize or minimize the objective function subjected to some conditions. Here they will give the problem and how we have to convert that into mathematical form, and how we will write the objective function, and how we will write the constraints. After writing all the constraints and objective function, and how we will solve that one. Okay, right. So see here, this is a problem based on manufacturing. So in a linear programming problems, we will take the three types of the problems. So first one is manufacturing problem, second one is a diet problem, and third one is a transportation problem. But in your syllabus we will study only manufacturing problem. So in manufacturing problem, how we will give the solution for manufacturing problems. Okay, right. So let us see the problem. Here a manufacturer produces nuts and bolts. There is a factory or there is a manufacturer company is there. That company that producing the two products. Those products are nuts and bolts. Is it right? Next, we'll read next one. It takes 1 hour on a machine A and 3 hours on a machine B to produce package of nuts. So for the company or for the manufacturing company, if it is produces the two products, those products are nuts and bolts, right? To produce the nuts and bolts, that manufacturing company using the two machines, by using those two machines, it produces the product. They are nuts and bolts. Those machines here they mention machine A and machine B. By using those machines, that is producing the nuts and bolts. Okay, right. So it takes 1 hour of work on machine A and 3 hours on machine B to produce the package of nuts. Okay, it takes 3 hours on machine A and 1 hour on machine B to produce package of bolts, right? It is using the both the machines, machine A and machine B. Okay, right. He earns a profit of 17.50 per package on nuts and 7 rupees per package on bolts. How many packages of each should be produced each day so as to maximize the profit? Maximize the profit if he operates his machine for at most 12 hours per day. So this is the question. Okay, right. Once again I will read the question here. A manufacturer produces the two products. Those products are nuts and bolts. To produce the nuts and bolts, manufacturing company using the two machines. Those machines are machine A and machine B, right? It takes 1 hour on machine A and 3 hours on machine B to produce package of nuts, and it takes 3 hours on machine A and 1 hour on machine B to produce package of bolts. He earns a profit of 17.50 rupees per package on nuts and 7 rupees per package on bolt. How many packages of each should be produced to maximize his profit? ಹೌದಾ? ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಎರಡು ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಒಂದು ಯಾವ್ದು ಹೇಳ್ರಿ? ನಟ್ಸು, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಯಾವ್ದು ಹೇಳ್ರಿ? ಬೋಲ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಈ ನಟ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಬೋಲ್ಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಎರಡು ಮಷೀನನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ. ಒಂದು ಮಷೀನ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಹೇಳ್ರಿ? ಮಷೀನ್ ಎ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಯಾವ್ದು ಹೇಳ್ರಿ? ಮಷೀನ್ ಬಿ. ಬೈ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದೋಸ್ ಟು ಮಷೀನ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ನಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬೋಲ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಈ ನಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಮಷೀನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಮಷೀನ್ ಬಿದ ಟೈಮ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೊಟ್ಟಾರೆ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ? to produce it take 1 hour on machine A and 3 hour on machine B to produce package of nuts, and ಇನ್ನೊಂದೇನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಾರೆ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ? it takes 3 hours of machine A and 1 hour on machine B to produce package of bolts. ಸೊ ಈ ನಟ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಬೋಲ್ಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ನಂತರ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಹೇಳ್ರಿ? ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಮಗೇನು ಬರ್ಬೇಕು ಹೇಳ್ರಿ? ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್. ಒಂದು ನಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ತದೆ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ? 17.5 rupees ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಒಂದು ಬೋಲ್ಟನ್ನು ಅವರು ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ತದೆ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ? 7 rupees ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಇರಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ನಟ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೋಲ್ಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಕಂಪ್ನಿಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಬರ್ತೈತೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹೊರತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಏನು? ಒಂದು ನಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಒಂದು ಬೋಲ್ಟನ್ನು ನಾವು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸೆಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಎರಡು ನಟ್ಸು ಎರಡು ಬೋಲ್ಟ್ಸನ್ನು ನಾವು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ ನಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ ಬೋಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರರ್ ಶುಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್. ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಬರಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ನಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಮತ್ತು ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೋಲ್ಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಹೌದಾ? ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಏನಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಹೇಳ್ರಿ? ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಏನಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಹೇಳ್ರಿ? ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಹೌದಾ? ನಮ್ಮ ಡೈಲಿ ಲೈಫ್ ಒಳಗೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ತೊಗೋತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬೇಕಾದರೂ ನಾವು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಏನು ಬರಬೇಕು? ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಹೇಳ್ರಿ? ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟನ್ನು ತೊಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ದ ವರ್ಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್, ಆರ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್. ಲಾಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಮಿನಿಮಮ್. ಲಾಸ್ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮನ್ನು ನಾನು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಬೈ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದ ಲೀನಿಯರ್ ಇನ್ಇಕ್ವಾಲಿಟೀಸನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಗ್ರಾಫಿಕಲ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಇದರದ್ದು ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನನ್ನು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಹೌದಾ? ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನು ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅಥವಾ ಲೀನಿಯರ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಂತ ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೇನೇನು ಬೇಕು ಹೇಳ್ರಿ? ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕು, ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತೇನು ಬೇಕು ಹೇಳ್ರಿ? ಕನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಬೇಕು. ಏನೇನು ಬೇಕು ಹೇಳ್ರಿ? ಕನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥವು ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ಎಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಾವೆ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ? ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ. ಸೊ ಅವನ್ನ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಬರಿತೀನಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ. ಹೌದಾ? ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ಅಗೇನ್ I will remove this one. Okay, right. So I will remove and again I will take this one, right? Okay, sorry here. Okay. So here first we will start with the x and y. First we will take the decision variable. Let x and y are, or will take, let x be the number of packages of nuts, okay, and y be the number of packages of bolts, ಬರ್ತೈತೆ. ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಹೇಳ್ರಿ, ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್. ದೋಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೈ. ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಯಾಕೇಜಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೋಲ್ಟ್ಸ್, ದ ವೈ ಡಿನೋಟ್ಸ್ ದಿ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಯಾಕೇಜಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೋಲ್ಟ್ಸ್. Okay, right. So here these are called decision variables. We should find this only. It means that how many nuts and how many bolts we have to produce to get the maximum profit. Okay, right. So here I will write the product. What are those products? So here those products, here I will take nuts and here I will take bolts. Is it right? Okay, right. Here we will write the mathematical formulation. First we will convert the given problem into mathematical form, right? So here to produce these products they are using the machine. So here we will take the machine, right? So what are those machines? Right? So those machines are what? Machine A here I will take, and here it is machine B. By using machine A and machine B, we are going to produce the nuts and bolts. And the availability of these machines. So here we will take availability. So per day machine A ಮತ್ತು machine B ಎಷ್ಟು ಅವರ್ ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಬೇಕು, ಹೌದಾ? ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ವಿಲ್ ರೈಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ದ machines, and here the products nuts and bolts. So here I will take nuts as x and bolts as y. Okay, right. Now let us see the problem once again. Sorry, this one. Here a manufacturer produces nuts and bolts. It take 1 hour of work on machine A and 3 hours on machine B to produce package of nuts. So 1 hour on machine A and 3 hours on machine B to produce package of nuts. Okay, right. It takes 3 hours on machine A and 1 hour on machine B to produce package of bolts. ಈ ಬೋಲ್ಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಮಷಿನ್ ಎದ ಟೈಮ್ ಎಷ್ಟದ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ 3 hours ಆನ್ ಮಷಿನ್ ಎ, 1 hour ಆನ್ ಮಷಿನ್ ಬಿ ಟು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪ್ಯಾಕೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೋಲ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ರೈಟ್. He earns a profit of 17.50 rupees. So here we will write the profit. Okay, so profit on nuts. One package of nuts ಅನ್ನು ಅವರು ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ತದೆ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ? 17.50 rupees per package on nuts. Similarly, what is the profit on bolts? Profit on bolts is 7 rupees, right? Okay, they have given this one. How many packages of each should be produced? How many packages of each should be produced means how many of X and how many of Y the manufacturer company should produce to get the maximum profit, right? Produce each day so as to maximize the profit. So this is a very, very important. Here we should we have to find the maximum value of the objective function. If he operates his machine for at most 12 hours per day, what is the meaning of at most? And another one is at least. Here while studying the linear programming problem, so you should remember these points. You should remember the key point of these words. What is the meaning of at most? At most means less than or equal to. At least means more than or equal to, right? So you should remember For example, at most 10. What is the meaning of at most 10? At most 10 means maximum 10, and we will take below the 10 also. Hence at most means less than or equal to, at least means more than or equal to. Okay, right. So how many of each should be produced so as to maximize his profit if he operates his machines at most of the 12 hours. At most, availability of machine A and availability of machine B. Availability of machine A is 12 hours and this is also 12 hours, but they mentioned at most. At most means will take less than or equal to. This is the mathematical formulation of the problem. Sorry, this is the mathematical formulation of the given problem. Okay, right. So once again I will explain this one. So a manufacturer produces the two products, they are nuts and bolts. To produce the nuts and bolts, they are using the two machines, machine A and machine B. To produce package of nuts, it is using 1 hour on machine A and 3 hour on machine B to produce package of nuts. Similarly, it takes 3 hours on machine A and 1 hour on machine B to produce package of bolts. So and the profit on nuts is 17.50 rupees and the profit on bolts is 7 rupees. And how many of each should be produced to get the maximum profit if he operates his machine at most 12 hours per day. ಇದು ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಈ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಏನು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಹೇಳ್ರಿ, ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ ನಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ ಬೋಲ್ಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಆನ್ ನಟ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೌ ಮಚ್, 17.50 rupees. ಈಗ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಒಂದು ನಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ, 17.50 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 2 ನಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗ್ತದೆ, 2 × 17.50. 3 ನಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ತದೆ, 17.50. 4 ನಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ತದೆ ರೀ, 17.50. ಸಪೋಸ್ ಇಫ್ ವಿ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ನಟ್ಸ್, then what is the profit, 17.50 into x. Okay, right. Profit on bolts, ಒಂದು ಬೋಲ್ಟನ್ನು ಸೆಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ತದೆ ರೀ, 1 × 7 ಬರ್ತದೆ. 2 ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 2 × 7 ಬರ್ತದೆ. 3 ಸೆಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ತದೆ ರೀ, 3 × 7, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ 21 rupees. ಸಪೋಸ್ ಇದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ, y ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ತದೆ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ, 7 × y. Okay, right. So here the profit on nuts, right, profit on nuts is 17.50 rupees and profit on bolts is 7 rupees. So here it is per package, right. Suppose if he produce x number of nuts and x number of bolts, then we will write the total profit, right. Otherwise we will write like this. If it is x is there, then we will write like this, x number of packages of nuts. Here it is, we will write 7 × y. Okay, y means y number of bolts, x is nothing but x number of nuts. So this is the profit on x number of nuts and this is the profit on y number of bolts. So then what is the total profit? This is also profit, this is also profit. Total profit means we should add these two, right. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಇದು 17.50 rupees ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್, ಇದು 7 rupees ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್. ಟೋಟಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ, ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ರೀ, ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನು ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ 24.50 rupees ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಇದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ವೈ ಇದ್ರೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗ್ತದೆ, 17.50x plus 7y. Okay, right. This total profit, this I will represent as z. Z is equal to how much, 17.50x plus 7y. Hence it is called objective function. Objective function is nothing but it is a linear function involving the decision variable. So that objective function here I have taken total profit. Total profit here will take as a z. Z is equal to this one. Profit they have used. Profit is always ಏನಿರಬೇಕು, maximum ಇರಬೇಕು. So therefore maximum of z is equal to 17.50x ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ 7y. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಒಳಗೆ ನಾನು ಏನು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಹೇಳ್ರಿ, ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಜೆಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ರೀ. ಸೊ ನೌ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್. Now we will write the constraints. So here I will write subjected to constraint. Subjected to constraint, SC means subjected to constraints. Okay, constraint means they are the conditions. What are those conditions? For machine A, 1 hour to, for machine A it takes 1 hour on nuts and 3 hours of bolt, 3 hours to produce the bolts. So therefore total availability of machine A is 1 plus 3 and which is less than or equal to 12. Less than or equal to 2 means availability of machine A is only 12 hours or less than 12 hours. So here it is x, here it is y. We will write like this, 1 into x, or we will write x plus 3 times y. This is less than or equal to how much? 12. Okay, so don't take like this. Suppose if you take like this, then you are getting x only, so better you should take like this. Okay, right. And for machine B, so to produce nuts, the availability of machine B for nuts is 3 hours and for bolts is 1 hour, and total availability is again less than or equal to 12. Here it is, I will take nuts is nothing but x, bolt is nothing but y. 3 into x plus 1 into y, we will write like this, 3x plus what? Y. This is less than or equal to what? 12. And here we will take non-negative constraint. They are x is more than or equal to 0 and y is more than or equal to 0. Here I have taken x more than or equal to 0, y more than or equal to 0, because x and y, they are nothing but the products. Whatever the products produced by the manufacturer company, they are always a positive. ಹೌದಾ? ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ವಾಯ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಟ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಬೋಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅದಾವ್ರಿ. ನಟ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಬೋಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಏನಿರಬೇಕು? ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಇರದೇ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಜೀರೋ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಹೆನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಮೋರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಆರ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಲೆಸ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಆರ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು. ಲೆಸ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಆರ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ತೊಗೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಲೆಸ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಆರ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಈಸ್ not in a negative, production is always a positive, hence we have taken like this. Okay, this is the mathematical formation of the given problem, right? Now by using this we will solve, or we will find the value of x and y by graphical method. So once again here I will write the problem, that is maximize z is equal to how much? 17.50x plus 7y, subjected to the conditions. What are those conditions? X plus 3y which is less than or equal to 12, right? There it is 3x plus y which is less than or equal to 12, and x is more than or equal to 0, y is more than or equal to 0, right? So you already know that how to solve this one, how to solve this by using the graph. Okay, so graphical method ಒಳಗೆ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೀನಿಯರ್ ಇನ್ಇಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನು ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇದನ್ನಷ್ಟೇ ನಾವು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ಇಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಏನದ? ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ 3y ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೆಸ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಆರ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 12. While solving the linear inequalities by using the graph, first you should convert the given inequality into equation. Hence what it becomes? X plus 3y, this is equal to 12. It always represents a straight line. To draw a straight line we need at least 2 points. So those 2 points here I will take. First I will take the value of x equal to 0. Then what is the value of y? 4. Okay, now in this equation take the value of y equal to 0. Then what is the value of x? Clearly it is 12. Then what is the point A? Point A is 0 comma 4. Point B is 12 comma 0. Okay, this already you know that in first year how to solve the system of linear inequality by using graph. So here also we will solve the linear programming problems by using the graph. Okay, right. So here first one is over, and what about second one? Here you should observe, here it is less than or equal to there. So if it is less than or equal to there, then you are always shading the region towards the origin. You have studied that in first year. Why we are shading this one towards the origin? Because so if you shade the inequality or this inequality towards the origin, so whatever those points there in the below that line, they satisfy this inequality. Hence we have to shade below the line or towards the line. I will explain here next. Second one is that one 3x plus y, which is less than or equal to 12. Both are different. Okay. Now again we will write 3x plus y is equal to how much? 12. Now we will take this one, put the value of x equal to 0. What is the value of y? 12. Put the value of y equal to 0. What is the value of x? 4. You know that how to write this one. Here put the value of x equal to 0. What is the value of y? 12. If you substitute y equal to 0, what is the value of x? 4. Because y equal to, or because x 3x equal to 12, x equal to 12 by 3, 4. Okay. Now I will take the point 0 comma 12 and point D, that is 4 comma 0. Okay, right. Now we will find the solution, or we will find the maximum value of the objective function by using the graph. Okay, so here it is 17.50. okay, next. So now we will solve the, or we will find the maximum or minimum value of the objective function by using the graph. So let us take the graph. So for this, here we will take the graph. Here it is x-axis, here it is origin, and here it is y. Here directly I will take, right, 12 and 4. Here I will take 2, 4, right, sorry, 2. Okay, here we will take 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and here it is 12. Okay, next here on y-axis, here we will take 2, 4, and here it is 6, 8, here it is 10, and here it is 12. Okay, right. Here what is the first point? What is the first point? Okay, we will represent the first point on the graph. First point is 0 comma 4. Here we will take 0 comma 4. This one is 0 comma 4. What about B? That is 12 comma 0. So here it is B point, that is 12 comma 0. Here it is the point A, 0 comma 4. Okay, right. Now we will join these. So here we are getting a straight line. So here we will join. Okay, right. So what it represents? So it represents the first equation, x plus 3y. This is equal to 12. Okay, right. So while solving the inequalities, while solving the system of linear inequality by graphical method, we will show the solution by shading the portion, right? If it is less than or equal to, then we will shade towards the origin. If it is more than, then we will shade away from the origin. But here it is less than, then the solution region where it exists, whether it is exists below this line or above this line. For that, here I will take the point 0 comma 0, verification, right? So here we will take verification for this line, that is x plus 3y, which is less than or equal to 12. Put the value of x equal to 0 and y equal to 0. What you are getting? 0 plus 0, which is less than or equal to 2. 0 is less than or equal to 12. Whether it is right or wrong? Right. 0 is less than or equal to 12. And this 0 comma 0, it lies below this line. Okay. So below this line means we will shade below this line, because the points, those points lies within this, below this line, they satisfy this inequality. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸು ಈ ಇನ್ಇಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕ್ರಿ, ಈ ಕಡೆ ಶೇಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸಪೋಸ್ ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾದರೂ ಒಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಇದರೊಳಗೆ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನು ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಲೆಸ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಆರ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 12. ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸು ಈ ಇನ್ಇಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫೈ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಯಾವುದು ರೀಸನನ್ನು ನಾವು ಶೇಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಇನ್ಇಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರಬೇಕು, ಅವಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಆ ರೀಸನನ್ನು ನಾವು ಶೇಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ವೆರಿಫಿಕೇಷನ್ ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಲೈಸ್ ಬಿಲೋ ದಿಸ್ ಲೈನ್ ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫೈ ದ ಗಿವನ್ ಇನ್ಇಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ, ಹೆನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಶೇಡ್ ಬಿಲೋ ದಿಸ್ ಲೈನ್. ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎರೋ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹೌದಾ? ರೈಟ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇದು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಸಿ? 0, 12. x equal to 0, what is the value of y? 12. So here it is the point D, 0, 12. Okay, right. D, sorry, here it is C, not C. D is 4, 0. So here we will take a 4, 0. Okay, again join these. So again here you are getting a straight line. Okay, right. So this is a straight line, right? So you should draw correct straight line by using the scale. Here I am not having a scale, hence we are getting the line like this. Okay, right. What it represents? So clearly it represents what? 3x plus y, which is less than or equal to 12. Okay, right. Now where I have to shade? Again for verification. So here we will go for verification. Okay, verification. I will take the point of origin, coordinate of the origin. I will substitute these points in this inequality. Don't write less than or equal to, better you should write less than. But while shading the portion, you have to take this inequality only. So that inequality is what? 3x plus, sorry, so that is a 3x plus y, which is less than or equal to 12. 0 plus 0, which is less than or equal to 2. 0 is less than or equal to 12. So hence the solutions are again lies in the below this line. Okay, right. Next, now we have to write the feasible reason. Feasible reason means it is a common reason determined by the all the constraints including non-negative constraint. And also you know that while solving the system of linear inequalities by using the graphical method, you are always shading the common reason. That common reason itself called a feasible reason. So here which one is a feasible reason? Whether is it a feasible reason? It is not a feasible reason because it is not a common reason, because this line covers this region but this line does not covers this region, because the points of this line start from here, hence it is not a common reason. Again it is also not a common reason because this line covers this region but this line does not cover this region. So clearly the feasible reason is this one only. Feasible reason is nothing but what? Common reason. You already discussed about the common reason. Okay, this is a common reason. So I will call the point, here it is A, here I will take this is a D, and here I will take this as E, and here it is a O. Okay, right. So here what is the feasible reason? So here I will write feasible reason. Feasible reason is what? It is OAED, and clearly this feasible reason is what? Bounded region. So it is called a bounded region. So this is one more important definition. Bounded means closed region. So this is called a bounded because it is a closed region. I will explain in the next problem, or while I will explain the definitions of bounded and unbounded once again. Here just you should remember bounded means a closed region. Okay, right. So here if the feasible region is bounded or unbounded, the maximum or minimum value of the objective function must occurs at the corner point, right? So this is one theorem I will discuss in the next class. Feasible region is bounded or unbounded, the maximum or minimum value of the objective functions are occurs at the corner point of the feasible region. So here the what are the corner point of the feasible region? O, A, E, D. Okay, so here I will take the table. So that table is here we will take like this. So here feasible region is what? Bounded. So here we will write the corner point. Corner point and here it is the objective function, right? So this is you have not studied in first year, so this is one extra objective function, that is z is equal to 17.50x plus what, 7y. Okay, now we are going to find the maximum value of this one only. Up to this you have studied in first year, and this is one is extra. So that is, the theorem says that the feasible region is bounded or unbounded, solution always exists at the corner point of the feasible region. So here corner point are O, A, E, D. So here what are the coordinate of O? That is 0, 0. What is the coordinate of A? They are 0, 4. What is the coordinate of E? We should find this one. Coordinate of D, that is 4, 0. Okay, right. So these are the coordinate of the corner point of the feasible region. Here the maximum value of this Z always exists at this corner point only. Okay, now here we don't know the coordinate of E. So here we don't know the coordinate of E. So now to find the coordinate of E, here you should observe both the lines are intersected, right? So to get the point of intersection of those two lines, you should solve equation 1 and 2. So therefore to get, so here I will write to get point of intersection, solve 1 and 2, What is 1? 1 is x plus 3y, that is equal to 12. What about 2? It is 3x plus y, that is equal to 12. Okay, so you know that how to solve this one, right? So you have to make the coefficients of both the equations same. So here I will multiply 3, here I will multiply 1. So here what you are getting, so remaining here will write. So here it is 3x plus this is 9y, this is equal to how much, 36, right? And here it is 3x plus y, that is equal to 12. Subtract this one. So here what you are getting, minus, here it is minus, these two will get cancelled. So clearly it is 8y is equal to how much, 24. What is the value of y? 3. So what is the value of y? 3. Now I will substitute this value of y equal to 3 in whether in equation 1 or 2. So here I will substitute 3x plus, right? So here what is the value of y? 3 is equal to 12. So 3x is equal to 9. What is the value of x? X is equal to 3. By solving these two, where we got the coordinate of E. The coordinate of E here I will write 3, 3. Is it right? So I have written this table. This table here I have written because, so if the feasible region is bounded or unbounded, its solutions always exist at the corner point. Hence I have written this one. Now I will replace the value of x and y in the objective function. So clearly here it is 0 and here it is how much? So here it is, what is the value of x? 0. 0 into this term becomes 0, and here it is 4 into 7. So here it is 28, right? Next here it is E. So here we will write what is the value of x here? 17.50 into 3 plus 3 into 7. Okay, right. So simplify this one. So here you are getting 52.5 plus here it is 21. Add these two. Here you are getting z is equal to how much? 60. Sorry, here it is 73.50 you are getting. So here remaining here will write. Okay, right. So here after substituting the value of E, the coordinate of E in the objective function, here you are getting 52.50 plus 21. Add these two, here you are getting 73.50, right? So next one is this one. What is the value of D? D equal to 4, 0. We will substitute this in here. So here what you are getting? So clearly 17.50 into 4 plus here it is a 0. So clearly what is the value of Z? Right? So here what is the value of Z? So here it is 17.50 into 4. So clearly I think here you are getting a 60. Okay, right, 60, right? So now here you got the maximum value of Z equal to 0, 28 and 73.50 and 60. Out of all these values, which one is more? So clearly this one is more, that is this one, that is, therefore here I will write maximum of Z. Maximum of Z is equal to how much? 73.50 rupees at point E of 3 comma 3. E of 3 comma 3. So what is the value of X here? X is nothing but 3. What is the value of Y? 3. So X means you have taken, X is nothing but what? Number of packages of nuts. So clearly here will nuts, and here you get the bolts, right? Okay. To get the maximum profit, manufacturer should produce 3 packages of nuts and 3 packages of bolts. To get the maximum profit, Z is equal to 73.50 rupees. Andre ಕಂಪನಿಯವರು, ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರರ್ ಕಂಪನಿಯವರು 3 ಪ್ಯಾಕೇಜಸ್ ಆಫ್ ನಟ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು 3 ಪ್ಯಾಕೇಜಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೋಲ್ಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಬರ್ತದೆ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ? ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ದ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳ್ರಿ? 73.50 rupees, right? So up to this I have solved one problem. The remaining problems and the remaining exercise problems we will solve in next class. Once again I will explain whatever here I have discussed. So I will explain the definitions and the theorem related to linear programming problem. We will study that in the next class. Thank you.